That's the word. Well, the unfortunately, not getting smaller games.
Good afternoon and welcome to this council meeting for the municipality of Dutton Dunwich. It is July 16, 2025. It is 5 p.m. and I'll call this meeting to order. Tara, if you would get us started, please.
Moved by Droulard, seconded by Dryfout, that the meeting of the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich opens at 4 p.m. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. And Councillor Dryfout, if you would give the land acknowledgement, please.
We will begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the First Nations people who have long-standing relationships to the land, water, and region of southwestern Ontario. We also acknowledge the local Lower Thames watershed communities, which include Chippewas of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, Munsee Delaware Nation, and Delaware Nation of Moravian Town. We value the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations and all of the original peoples of Turtle Island, North America. We are thankful for the opportunity to live, learn, and share with mutual respect and appreciation.
Okay, thank you. I would remind council of any declaration of pecuniary interest. Seeing none. Item 4, the adoption of the draft minutes from the June meeting. It was included in your agenda package. Are there any errors, omissions, or comments from those? Seeing none, the minutes will be adopted as presented to council. Tara, are there any items not listed on the agenda?
There are none.
Okay, thank you. With council's permission, we're going to rejig the agenda here. The drainage court of revision cannot happen before 5 o'clock. So we're going to move item 6 down to the bottom and carry on with item 7. Okay, nobody disagrees with that. Item 7 is the Aqua quarterly report. It was included in your agenda. And we have Robin and Vitaly here from Aqua. They're on the hot seat. So out of the report, I'll just start with Robin or Vitaly. Anything to add to that report or at this time? Good. I'll give council a couple of minutes here to browse through it quickly. And if there's any questions, now is a good chance. Councillor Pemberton.
Yeah, I guess my only question is you guys have kind of taken over our water system for 6-8 months now. So just kind of wondering how that's going and how, if you're noticing, if there's anything that we should be made aware of, I guess, be the question.
So yes, it's been almost a year since we took it over. Yeah, everything working very well. We have very good communication with the staff, with Ryan and colleagues. So everything goes very well. There is no issue, and everything goes good.
Anything further? I get an opportunity to talk with Ryan, and he's quite happy with the way things are going, and I think the working relationship is very good. Yep. I know it's the communication between staff and Aqua is very good. And now between council and Aqua. So thank you. If no further questions or comments.
I hope you're also happy with our service. Yeah, so we're doing our best to complete all the requirements that needed, completing all work orders and everything. Yeah, so.
There was an incident with a sample out of the water tower some time ago, and Don made council aware of that right off the get-go, and I knew we were in good hands. So that ultimately this council is responsible for our water system, and I sleep well at night knowing that Ryan's out there and that you folks are looking after it. So thank you very much.
Situation stated in.
Anything further? This was easy. Okay, thank you for coming.
Thanks a lot.
Evening.
See you later.
Okay, let's move on. Item 8A, the Township of McNabb Braeside, strong mayor's powers. Where have we seen this before? Any comments on that thing? Nothing. Same old, same old. Clerk Tara, please.
Moved by Drewlard, seconded by Pemberton, that correspondence item 8A from the Township of McNabb Braeside be received and filed. All in favor? And that's carried.
That one's got a lot of folks riled up in a number of different ways. Tara, please.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drewlard, that correspondence item 8B from the Town of Coburg be received and filed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay.
Moved by Drewlard, seconded by Dreyfus, that relevant correspondence was reviewed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you, Tara. We'll go on to the consent agenda. There's a number of items there. Western Ontario Warden's Caucus, monthly newsletter, Dutton Dunwich Economic Development Committee newsletter, Watson Associates comments on assessment of proposed regular changes under Regulation 8298 under the Development Charges Act, and Andrew Lawton resolution of support eligibility threshold for Veterans Canada Income Replacement Benefit Program. Does council wish to address any one of those? We're going to have a lot of time to to use up here, folks. So somebody give a speech on one of these. Nothing?
I'll just speak to the economic development newsletter. So we started this, I think, probably almost 2 years ago already now. We're getting close to 400 participants in the and every week more people seem to be signing up for it, which is kind of neat to see. So I think what council can be aware of is that we're always looking for content or something that you might find relevant that pertains to either not necessarily what's always happening in the community, but that may impact business or have an effect on business or on economic development in general. Try to keep people informed, try to educate people at the same time. So our success rate for opening the newsletter, when you do email newsletters, you don't always know the impact that it's having, but we're averaging anywhere between 63 and 70% open rate, which is very high for an email newsletter. So we continue to put it out, and not always dead on every 2 weeks, but it's pretty close. So anyway, that gives you an update. So don't be afraid to send an email. You can send it to me, and we'll make sure that the relevant information is somehow put out to the public. So I'd like to see it grow to 500. That's my ultimate goal. I think if we can get 500 people in our municipality reading it, then we can use it as a tool to inform people of any situation. So
Thank you, Councillor Dreyfus. It is an excellent newsletter. There's a lot of stuff in there. Anything further from council? Nope. Tara, please. Oh,
Move.
I'll carry on. Sorry, I broke that up in two. We'll go on to the staff monthly reports. And we all received an email concerning the wastewater treatment plant report. So I know that's the first one I go to every month. Any comments on the manager of roads and facilities monthly report? Are you good with that? Water operations manager monthly report. The monthly building activity report. The drainage superintendent monthly report. The recreation monthly activity report. Counselor Drewler.
I think I can comment on Canada Day. It was very well run and well attended. I can't say enough about the feedback in the community and the work that and dedication of the staff for that event. It was fantastic. And the volunteers, of course.
Thank you for those comments. We'll make sure staff hear all about that. The planning monthly activity report. And the clerk monthly activity report. Oh, sorry.
Just a comment on the plan report. So we've been using the county now for approximately 3 months. I've been very happy with the way things have been rolling out. When we don't have our planner in the office, they always make sure there's a backup. So we're never without planning services. They've been doing some work now on the interim control bylaw. They have done work on the allocation policy and now the holding zone provision, and it's all getting done very quickly. So I can't say enough good things the way the county planning has really stepped up, and they've provided us with a very good service.
I agree, and we dealt with a zoning change not so long ago, and that wasn't in their hands very long, and they had it to us. So it's going, go ahead, Councillor Dreyfus.
Everybody I've talked to as well, I have had a few calls in with regards to planning with some severances and so on, and they said it's been very efficient and very not always happy with the outcome, but that's that's pretty normal. But all in all, I think it's working really well. I'm just curious, a question: how many municipalities are involved in the county with our planning right now?
Right now, there's Dutton Dunwich, and I'm proud to say we were the first, and Southold. The others are taking a hard look at it, but we're the only two right now. And this thing really, we'll see the benefits the more municipalities we get joining, as far as the cost structure and those types of things. They are hiring planners, and they have a junior planner and of course senior planner and Matt, only as they need it. So I'm hoping other municipalities in Elgin County will see the value of this, and then we'll all benefit from it.
Tara and I were at a economic development general meeting in this afternoon, and that was one of the comments that seemed to be consistent with most municipalities, is the struggles that they're having with planning in general. So I'm wondering if it would be something that we could maybe politely just issue a letter stating how well it's working for our municipality, if we're content to do that, or do we need more time? I'm seeing that it's working. The one incident that I've had is spoke to individuals in our community is they've chosen to go to an outside planner to deal with our planner. And I think that's a really good approach for people to take if they're struggling with it. So I think it's going to work quite well. So.
I think it's the way to go. And if you look at, you attended a Elgin County Economic Development thing today, and I think we're going to see more of that collaboration, coordination, and working as we're all Elgin County, and I think the more consistent we can be with all of those processes, the better. And that's certainly pointing us in that direction. So Okay, anything further on the monthly reports? Tara?
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Drewler, that the items on the consent agenda be approved. All in favor? And that's carried.
Item 10A is from Jackie. Bill 17 and a proposed amendments to the Building Code Act. Now, I expect Councillor Pemberton to give us a speech on this one for a couple of reasons. So to inform us, and we got a lot of time to use.
You know what, Jackie's report says it really well. I support this as well. Essentially, what we have right now is we have an Ontario building code that only allows us to use products and materials that are approved through that Ontario building code. This is allowing it basically if it's Canadian approved. It makes it easier to get the approval in Ontario. So yeah, there's some different materials out there for different applications that it makes it a bit of a pain for building officials because now we have to do more research on these other materials. But you know, it should help with some consumer pricing and stuff like that to make things a little bit more competitive and also bring in other materials that other provinces have approved that maybe Ontario has it that might be better for some reason. But yeah, essentially it really doesn't change much other than allowing us to bring those materials in and use those a little easier. So it is something that's I think is good. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of talk on provincial barriers and all types of trade right now. So we're starting to see some positive things happen here. Anything further? Any questions for Councillor Pemberton, our local expert in the building department? Anything else to do with building? Okay. Tara, please.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Pemberton, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report from the Chief Building Official titled Bill 17 and proposed amendments to the Building Code Act dated July 16th, 2025 for information. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. Is there any unfinished business? Nothing? Any new business? Councillor Dreyfus.
Couple things, just to bring to your attention, the baseball diamond number 3 is set to begin work after August 16th. That's when the baseball community will not be using the baseball diamond for this season. So all that work is set to begin, and I believe staff is completely prepared to move forward with that. So that's just to bring you up to date. They want to have it all done this fall yet. So I think made really good progress on that. And I think we should be very proud of the group that just persistently saw this thing continue to move forward. The other thing I just want to bring up is we did discuss it last year, and I don't want this to be a criticism of staff or anything like that. The cemetery, Fairview Cemetery, I did actually get a couple of calls, and I noticed it myself with regards to the weeds at the uncut flower beds, and it's nobody's fault. I want to make that very clear. So, but because we brought it up in council last year, I thought we had kind of decided how it was going to be handled. The front flower gardens or the flower beds were managed by the Horticultural Society, and they can't do it. They don't have enough volunteers anymore. And then last year it got away on us as well. And so this year, or I think what they ended up doing was just cutting the weeds and mowing it. And then up until just a couple of days ago, I think the grass was getting pretty high and it was pretty messy. And then all of a sudden the other day it was cut down. So I would like staff to look at how we can resolve that, make it simple. If it's gotta be grass, just go grass, because that's, I think, what the community is asking. We don't have to have the flower gardens. If we don't have staff to manage it or maintain it, it's not a problem. I think it's just a more of a getting a consistent look and keeping it tidy. I don't know if anybody else has any comments, but I did notice it and I was gonna bring it up with Charlotte, you know, what was going on. But I think there's a little bit of confusion with the Horticultural Society and staff and trying to figure out who's doing what. So I think we could just make it simple and ask them what they want. And if they can't do it, we just change it and clean it up and make it so that it's manageable.
I did receive a couple of pieces of information from some concerned citizens, but I just forwarded them on to our CAO, Don, and I think he was right on top of it, and he understood, like, things get overlooked and people understand that. They just want to know that there's going to be some consistency in how we're maintaining it. So I appreciate that. I just had one more thing. Sorry, one more thing that I wanted to share, that our local pathfinders from the Dutton Dunwich area arrived in Switzerland this morning at 11:25 a.m. and they're at their chalet. So I got a photo and a text message. So I'm wishing them a wonderful experience.
Could you elaborate on the Pathfinders?
It's like guides, Girl Guides. Yeah. So they're the older group. So they've been fundraising for, I'm going to say, 3 years in the community. The group does capture some girls from West Elgin and some others from Southwold and Elgin County area. And so the staff here provided them some pins for trading and some other swag for trading. And it's just an experience, a growing experience for leadership and to experience another culture and country. And there's pathfinders from all over the world at this convention, so it's quite exciting for them.
Well, that's terrific. Any other new business? Any announcements? Any announcements? Council related or not? Okay. Can we do bylaws or do we have to wait for them?
You can do the tile drain.
Okay. We're going to move on to item 14. We have a bylaw concerning a tile drain loan. Tara, please.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drulard, that bylaw 2025-39, being a bylaw imposing special annual drainage rates upon land in respect of which money is borrowed under the Tile Drainage Act, be read a first, second, and third time and passed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, that's as far as we can go.
We
Is
still
there-
have the 2 drainage reports.
What can we?
Is there some other items on drainage that we
Oh,
can take care
okay.
of?
So the ins-
Just the tender results. B?
Yeah, and just select 2 numbers.
Okay. Back to item 6 in the drainage department, we can do item B. Dunbar Road Drain Court of Revision, and that's simply appointing somebody. And I read that. I would suggest, and because he's not here to say no, Deputy Mayor Loveland, a couple of reasons. We have counselors that have a day job, and that 3:30 time might be, but I'm open to, if somebody wants to volunteer for it, that's fine, but
Do you need two members? So you need.
we needed a alternate as well. I'm sure Deputy Mayor Loveland would do it. And,
I can be the alternate.
okay,
If
thank you.
that's okay with council.
Yeah. Is that all we need? Okay,
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drulard, that the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich appoints Deputy Mayor Loveland to sit on the West Elgin Court of Revision for the Dunborough Road Drain to be held August 14th, 2025 at 3:30 PM, and that Councillor Dryfout will be the alternate in the instance that Deputy Mayor Loveland is unable to attend. All in favor? And that's carried.
that'll teach them for missing a meeting. And we can go to item C, the tender results of the BD drain. Council has that in their agenda. Pretty straightforward. Council have any questions or concerns on that?
Nice to see that the price came in lower than the engineer's estimate, so good that we can maybe save some money. Said something just to say something.
That is a positive.
Pretty close range price. Yeah.
Okay, Chair, please.
Moved by Drulard, seconded by Dryfout, that the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich award AG Hayter Contracting Limited the contract for the construction of the BD drain in the amount of $52,885 plus HST, contingent on the final passing of the provisional bylaw 2025-32 at the August 13th, 2025 council meeting, if there are no appeals. And further, that council instructs the mayor and clerk to sign the contract and forward a copy to the contractor once the bylaw is passed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. And because we have a 5 o'clock time on the quarter revision, our hands are tied. Do we just adjourn for a bit or?
We can take a recess.
Okay, we're going to take a recess until the quarter revision. Okay, we're back and we have a quarter of revision on a BD drain. Tara, if you would take us in that, please.
Moved by Dryfout, seconded by Drulard, that the regular meeting end to sit as a court of revision for the BD drain at 5 PM. All in favor? And that's carried. Moved by Dryfout, seconded by Pemberton, that the meeting of the court of revision for the BD drain opens at 5 PM. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay. I should have dealt with the draft minutes first, or can we do that later?
We should do the minutes.
That's okay. We're going to adopt the draft minutes of the previous meeting. And that was included in the agenda package. Are there any errors or omissions on the draft minutes? And that's a meeting way back, January 15th, but. Okay, I see no comments in it, so they will be adopted as presented to council. Okay. Let's get on with it. This is the Court of Revision as required by the Drainage Act to forward any person assessed in the BD drain provisionally adopted by bylaw 2025 3-2 on June 11th, 2025, to make an appeal with respect to their assessments on the grounds of land or road has been assessed too high or too low, land or road should have been assessed but was not, due consideration has not been given to the land's use. I would ask that all landowner and interested properties present that are assessed to this drain, please sign the attendance sheet that is being circulated. Do we know if anybody's online?
John and Dale.
Was everyone notified in an appropriate way that are required to be notified under the Drainage Act?
Yes, on Tuesday, June 17th, 2025, all parties required to be notified under Section 46 of the Drainage Act were mailed a notice of the date, time, and location of this meeting. A copy of the provisional bylaw was sent with the notice of the sitting of this Court of Revision.
Okay, thank you. Did the clerk receive any appeals in writing 10 days prior to this sitting of this Court of Revision from any assessed landowners?
No.
Okay. Nothing to deliberate. I would ask for a resolution to adopt the assessment schedule.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drillard, that the Court of Revision accepts the assessment for the BD drain. All in favor? And that's carried. All right, moved by Drillard, seconded by Dreyfus, that the meeting of the Court of Revision for the BD drain closes at 5:02 PM. All in favor? And that's carried. Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Pemberton, that the regular meeting of council reconvenes at 5:02 PM. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you, Tara. Item 15 on the agenda is bylaw to confirm proceedings.
Moved by Drillard, seconded by Dreyfus, that bylaw 2025-40, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the municipal council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich, be read a first, second, and third time and passed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. And the future meeting, we have August 13th. One meeting in August at 4 PM. September 10th at 5 PM. Counselor,
I will
Drillard.
be joining you virtually on August 13th.
anything further? Tara, please.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Pemberton, that the meeting of the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich closes at 5:03 PM. All in favor? And that's carried.